Hey everybody, it's Rob and Joy, and we're back with the next edition of Shift Happens, the AI podcast, where we are exploring complex systems and real-world applications. And Joy and I were just having a great conversation about uh, this. We are at the cusp of a, we are at the cusp and in a shift of thought processes, and even what this technology has enabled us to do. I'm so excited about this. I forgot to ask how you're doing. How are you doing, Joy?
I'm good. I'm really good. I tell
Good.
you, our conversations behind the scenes are, I don't know if they're more interesting than our conversations being live or recorded, but we're going to do that. We're just going to do that sometime. I keep threatening to do that, but we're going to do that.
That's fair. That's fair. So hello, and welcome back. So we were talking about beforehand. We were talking about the question. We live in a time when we have access now to technology that allows us to ask questions that we could literally not conceive of. And so we want to unpack that a little bit. You were saying something before we hit record that I think is critical.
Well, um, you know, we've been on AI for over a year. So we've seen the improvements, the adjustments, how it has changed over a year. And I was reflecting or saying to you that um, I am literally witnessing how my thinking is changing by interacting with AI. I've worked for 50 years. I've gone to school, graduate degree. I'm a lifelong learner, and I'm very straightforward, kind of black and white on how I get it or I don't. And having this technology, interacting with this technology daily, I'm literally changing the way I think. And I never thought anything could influence me or change me because for one reason, I have the low level tasks that took up time, AI takes care of it for me. So now I have more time to think, which I'm not in a rush all the time. I'm not stressed all the time, so I have more time to think. But how I am thinking, how I'm interacting with AI has definitely changed over the course of the year.
Yes, I agree with that. It is. Yeah, we were talking beforehand about frameworks. I'm a big fan of frameworks and thought processes, and ChatGPT for me has taught me additional frameworks. And a framework is or a mental model. It's a lens to view the world. It's a how do you view the world? And for me, the greatest application of this system has been, and this idea has been developing additional lenses and more nuanced lenses for how to view the world and and how to act through the world. We were talking about the adjacent possible framework, where it's born in biological theory. Uh, Sorry, they don't text me. Biological theory of what is adjacently possible within our given constraints. So, the example, let's use Da Vinci's example. He had an idea for the modern airplane, literally impossible to build it in his lifetime. And the entire industrial world could have come together to support the building of an airplane that he envisioned, and they could not have done it because the capabilities simply didn't exist. If we were transported in time back to this time, we could not do it either, even with our advanced 21st century knowledge. To use a follow-on analogy here, think about, can you produce a nail? A nail for use in a house. Today we can, because we have the manufacturing capability of it, right? But if you were transported back, you couldn't even build that manufacturing capability without. Yeah, you might speed up the timeline. You would speed up the timeline probably by introducing new ideas to the people who had that pre-existing knowledge, but you would spend the majority of your life in that time just introducing the new ideas. You could not build a nail, much less an airplane, in that time frame, right? At the scale we can. And so for me, it's expanded what's adjacently possible. AI has. It has allowed us to leapfrog several orders of magnitude past previous understandings of things, and we're at the as you've said a couple times now and before, we're at the cusp of even being able to ask that question and synthesize knowledge in a way that is humanly incapable. Um,
So let's put
that,
it in a business perspective. So, one of the things that I did um, last year before this year started was I wanted to work on my marketing strategy and sales strategy. So I asked ChatGPT, I want to create a sales strategy for my business. I want it to grow 5%. I put in some other variables and it spit out a sales strategy. So to your point, what's the next step after that? So if you look back 5 years, did I even do a sales strategy? Did I even know my numbers? Did I put a framework around, how much I wanted to grow? How much money did I make? How many people did I employ? All the factors. Now you use AI and you put in all the data points and you say, I want the business to grow this much of a percentage. I have 3 people that do sales for me. I want each of them to grow X amount. So you put in the data points and you get a sales strategy, not just for your business, but for each individual sales person. So then what's the next question after that? Because that's where we're at. We're creating business strategies, marketing strategies, sales strategies. We're using it to analyze our data. But then what's the next step for our business growth after that? And I think that's kind of what we're talking about. Like we're changing our business operation in multiple areas, multiple ways. More efficient, better analytics, more data points. We're creating more strategies. We're having our salespeople sell more because of the strategies that are created. And then how do you grow your business after that? Because that is a tremendous efficiency change using AI. And then where do you go after that?
that's the question. That's the uh, there. I heard recently, relatively recently, someone say, and then Sam Altman actually echoed this in a different monetary value, but so I've heard it said both the first billionaire solopreneur and or the first trillionaire solopreneur is alive today, right now. And they are going to do that based on these tools. It's going, it's going. They're here. They're here right now, and the first one to leverage the technology that can answer that question.
Right.
I would say this: that question of, can you say that question again?
Like what's next after you've implemented all these different things? What's next to take your business to the next level?
The person who successfully asks that question the right way is the world's next or first solo billionaire. If
Yeah.
that,
And I totally think it's true. And it doesn't have to be necessarily about money or growth. It can be, okay, I'm operating at a high level of efficiency in every area, and I just want to work 30 hours a week. I want to have a life. I want to travel. Or I want to become more efficient, so I only have to work 25 hours a week. Or I want to work remotely, or whatever the goal or the value is for you personally. And it might be all financial, but it also could be personal, is getting to the point where your business is uber efficient or hyper efficient in every area that you don't have to spend time on it anymore or as much.
let me amend my statement here. The first person who wants to be the world's first solopreneur or solopreneur, billionaire or trillionaire is and asks that question successfully is going it's going to happen. As you as I think about that, and as we think about what we're talking about, that I don't want to be that guy. It would be nice, but there's a book called Think and Grow Rich that is often cited the Bible, if you will, for massive wealth. One thing that I took away from that book that is kind of uncommon, I think, is as I read that book, something emerged in me. The pattern analysis was that most of the people in that book had terrible relationships with their kids,
Totally.
and so to me, the lesson from that book was, and maybe I'm taking the wrong lessons. Okay. Maybe I'm taking the wrong lesson from that. But what I took away from it was, if that's the cost of that assumption of wealth, then I don't want that cost, right? So I took away this. I have a laser focus as much as I can on my business in the hours after I drop my kids off from school and until I pick them up, right? Uh, and I'll be okay with whatever that looks like. But even as I say that, I'm thinking a real time evolution of idea here. Maybe those tools and that asking the question the right way will still enable someone that doesn't, within those hours, within those confines. So if you just ask the question the right way, it's
I totally
interesting
think
stuff.
that. And you think about that too. So, this year I've implemented a marketing strategy, a business strategy, and a sales strategy, and kind of a financial strategy, I would say, looser than the others because I'm more comfortable in that circle. But at the end of the year, I review, I get more efficient, I get better at it. Fast forward 3 or 4 years, I should be very efficient in all areas. Then I can step back and say, because of AI and AI associated tools, I can operate my business at maximum efficiency, productivity, sales, every area. And I can do that with, you know, 15 hours a week or 20 hours a week. I mean, really, that is so within reach. It doesn't necessarily have to do anything with money. You know,
Yeah,
if
it
you
is.
grow your,
The person who doesn't have the constraints that we do around families or kids or whatever, they're going to, they'll probably be that first person. I'm probably thinking too detail oriented, but to the big question, you're right. It's going to free up. It does free up. So just asking that question. You could even ask that question of ChatGPT. How do I do this?
yeah. I mean, this morning I did a video and I was thinking about this morning. Why should somebody get involved with AI or Chat GPT? And then I thought, I'm going to do it for the decades. So I did a video this morning on why someone should start using Chat GPT if they're 60. And then I went all the way down to 20. I just released that video this morning. But I asked Chat GPT, how is it applicable to each decade? And I was amazed. I don't want to say I was amazed, but I was amazed at the answers because for somebody at 60, it had, use it as your memory assistant. And I used the example in the video when I was running a school, a preschool, and this is going back into my early 30s. I knew every parent and I knew every parent by name, both parents and their phone number. I think I had about 125 kids at the school at the time. I could no more do that now, and I don't need to because I have Chat GPT.
Yeah,
But
and so that would free up that ability now with ChatGPT would free up the bandwidth to focus that extra mental effort on higher level tasks. Maybe maybe just thinking about it, maybe that would free you up to know their jobs and how their jobs could the synergy between their jobs could help the students in the school, right? Just abstracting up.
mhm.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah, and it was really cool to see how the application of Chat GPT affects the different age groups. It, I don't want to say I'm always surprised by the answer, but I am always engaged with the answer because what a 20-year-old would use it for and what a 60-year-old would use it for is completely different, but so beneficial for every decade. And as a business owner, I would ask the same question, which we've talked about before. But you think if your goal in your business is to be more productive, more efficient, greater sales on less time, how do you do that? And you put in the data points, and it's going to tell you how to do that.
Yeah, it will. It really will. It just expands. Yeah, that's. I guess that's the takeaway for this one is use it, get in there, use it, ask it these questions, and it will show you what's adjacently possible, and ask the question. Sorry, my mind's way in the clouds now with that question of
Look at what I did to Rob.
there's a isn't there there's a short story called The Last Question. Let me see here real quick with the synopsis of that. The Last Question. Let's see. I'm reminded of that. Let's see.
I know. It totally blows my mind that we just came up with that, because I am going to ask this afternoon, if this is my goal, if this is my production goal, my financial goal, and I want to reach those goals and work 20% less, how is that possible? I want to see the answer I get.
Yep, that is. Yeah, there's a short story called The Last Question, and it basically asks how the heat death of the universe can be reversed, and it is it's the last one. I won't spoil it, but we're talking about the last question. Yeah, so Joy and Rob contemplate the heat death of the universe. of that's good stuff. But no, I agree. We're at a spot where that's it. It's what is coming is here. What's here is literally just every day asking how more can we advance this, and as a business owner, if you aren't asking these questions, if you aren't asking the question, using ChatGPT and using AI to ask questions of your business, you are quickly going to get left behind by those who are. And I guess that would be my takeaway for this one is if you're not already using AI, you're already being lapped by people who are. And AI is not going to take your job, but people who are using AI are going to. And if you think you're safe, you're not. You're not.
And as the time goes on, you're getting to the point now of getting behind, because and we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, how quickly it learning you. And that applies to your business, how quickly it's learning your business, how much better the responses get over time. And I think about this, with somebody, if you're in a race and you have one person that's engaged with AI hours a day, you have one person that engages with AI a couple of times a week, and you have one person that doesn't engage with AI at all, this is a race. Your competitors, the way to stay ahead of your competition is to embrace the technology that's here and really apply it to your business, because somebody in that race is doing it. Either they're in it all the time, they're in it sometimes, or they're not in it at all. And if you're the one that's not in it at all, you should be concerned.
You just said something that I just was typing something. So I have used ChatGPT to form frameworks, but you just said it knows about my business, right? So I just asked it for the first time. I've never thought to use it like this, but I just asked it. I've created this iRob thread, and so I just asked it, reply as me in this scenario. Give me the specific reply that you think I would give to this scenario. And I'm reading the reply, and it is literally, and I don't mean that hyperbolically, but it is literally how I would reply. It is my language. It is my tone. I mean, yeah, it is. It is literally how I reply. So,
Rob, that's why customer service, it's such a big deal. I mean, if people don't think that you are going to be talking to an AI chatbot in the future, in everything that you do, you're not listening,
Yep.
because and the power of this, because I'm not a chatbot person. I can't stand that. I do love AI chatbots because they can answer my questions. So I do. I mean, I'm a shopper. There's no secret there, and shoes are my weakness. But I do all my shopping at night because I work during the day. And if I can interface with an AI chatbot to tell me the size of the heel, I love 4-inch heels, but I can no longer wear them. So I need to know the size of the heel and the make of the shoe, because I want, well, not all the time, but I want leather shoes. Other things that I want to know. Yes, I could I could look through the website, I can read all that stuff, but if I can type it in and say, just tell me the size of the heel and the make of the shoe, and I get
And
it
it just
instant.
cuts through the noise. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have to talk to
Yeah.
anybody. I don't have to look through anything. I want an immediate response so I know if I can buy the shoe because I've already worked all day. I don't need I don't want to spend all this time. I find a cute shoe, I find out the information, and I buy it. That is the way it's going. And and the and the ability of being able to get what you want in short order and quick fashion is going to be the name of the game.
It is. You're bypassing it, and the more that happens too, the more I mean, the more noise that is created, the more that tunnel is going to work for your business.
Totally.
Can you cut through the noise? So yeah, can you cut through the noise to provide that level of service? People don't care. They don't. The 7-line marketing statement where you expand upon your value over your competitors. Nobody cares. They you know what is the 3 words maximum, 4 words maximum that you can do for me?
Yep.
Or you know, and you better and lead with that too. Don't even lead with the, you know, or I can, or right. That's 2 of your 4 words. It is. Using that example, if folks listen to this, you sell shoes, using what you just heard, turn that around. How can you answer Joy's question with the least amount of fluff, the fastest? Boom. She doesn't want to know. Yeah, she doesn't want to know, you know, that you have the best logistics supply chain to deliver, that heel to her. And, she wants to know the answer to her question.
Yep.
Can you answer the question efficiently with no fluff? And
Yep.
if you can do that, you'll get their business.
You get a sale. I know.
Yep.
That's the way it's heading. All right.
Okay.
We can talk
Call to
about it,
action.
can't
Yep.
we?
We sure can. Yep. So,
Okay.
what's our call to action? There it is. Yep.
Here's our workshop. It is AI within reach, and that is going to be April 30th. And we are doing a workshop where you bring your laptop and you work. And what I'm most excited about is we value the participants' time. We want them to walk out with actionable items to implement in their business. And that's why we're calling it a workshop, is because they're going to develop custom instructions. So Chat GPT sounds like them, and they're going to learn about customer service tools so they can grow their business without having to hire people. They're going to learn how to make images and content, just so many things that are available that they can put into their business the very next day. So if you're interested in registering, go to youraiwizards.com and you'll see upcoming events in the corner, and you can just register there. And we hope to see you.
We hope to. Hit us up. We're around if you have any questions.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye.